What's up, everyone? Welcome to No Butts About It. I am your host, Josh Butts, and today we had two massive quarterback contracts get announced in the NFL news space. We're going to talk about it coming up next on No Butts About It. All right, everyone. It's Josh here, like I said at the top of the video, in case you forgot in the 10-second clip. And we're going to talk about Tua Tagovailoa and Jordan Love. Tua and Jordan both received major contract extensions earlier today. And there's some controversy, I think, or at least I'm going to make some controversy if there isn't already. Let's first look at Tua's contract, though, since he was announced first. Tua Tagovailoa received a 4-year, $212.4 million extension with $167 million guaranteed. Now, something to point out right off the bat here is this is a 4-year extension. Most quarterback extensions are 5 years. I don't know exactly why that is. It's just the way it is, probably to help spread out that money a little bit more. But Tua is a 4-year deal, and Jordan Schultz is actually the guy who said, "Hey, this is something to look at because Jordan Love's contract will probably be very similar." Well, what do you know? Just about a half hour ago, it was announced Jordan Love received a 4-year, $220 million extension, including the largest signing bonus in NFL history. Now, Jordan Love's guaranteed money is $155 million, and $75 million of that will be put into a signing bonus. Jordan Love is supposedly going to receive all $75 million of that signing bonus by December, but the Packers can then spread out that cap hit a little bit. And then going back to Tua real quick, because I believe I did mention it. Okay. He does have that $167 million guaranteed. So very similar contracts. Jordan Love has obviously gotten paid a little bit more in total payment, but I think Tua has more in guarantees. So it kind of balances out a little bit, assuming they both play through their contracts and everything works out for the best with those teams. The reason I think that this is controversial is because I don't know that these guys are worthy of being the top paid quarterbacks in the NFL. And that's nothing, no hate. Love seeing guys get paid. And I think Tua has shown massive potential. Let's look at him here. He has taken the Miami Dolphins to a place that I don't really remember them being at in my lifetime, at least as often as they are. But I don't know if Tua is the guy who is going to be the reason they win games. Is Tua Tagovailoa the game changer? Is him stepping on the field what makes the difference and what wins you games? Or is it guys like Tyreek Hill who, when they retire, then Tua is going to, kind of fall off? Tua last season had 4,624 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. He has had trouble in the past of holding onto the ball. And then, of course, we had those concussion scares, not last season, but the season before. And we didn't even know if Tua was going to play, but he decided to come back, plays, wins, takes them to the playoffs where they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City in that frigid cold temperatures. They had people going to the hospital. It was so cold out. I get it. I understand why Miami Dolphins fans are excited about Tua Tagovailoa. I get it. I understand completely. But can you honestly tell me that you are as confident about Tua stepping onto the field as in winning as you are Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, obviously? Are you going to put Tua in that same place, in that same holder? I mean, let's look at the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. And first off the bat, Patrick Mahomes isn't even on this list because the way he did his contract, as much as I hate to say it, is genius because it spreads out the money and it allows them to spend money other places. They can throw a ton of money at guys like Chris Jones, at guys like Travis Kelce, who make the team better and get the best guys at their positions. But anyway, let's look at this is highest paid on a per year basis. So now it's Jordan Love, $55 million. Trevor Lawrence, $55 million. Joe Burrow, $55 million. Tua Tagovailoa, $53.1 million. Jared Goff, $53 million. Justin Herbert, $52.5 million. Lamar Jackson, $52 million. And Jalen Hurts, $51 million. Now, I understand every quarterback wants to be paid more than the last guy. I get that. But that is going to become we aren't going to be able to keep doing that, frankly, because these guys are getting paid so much. They're taking up so much of the cap. I mean, Jared Goff just took his team to the NFC Championship, and he is getting paid more than Trevor Lawrence, who I'm not even or he's getting paid less than Trevor Lawrence, who I'm not even sure has ever won a playoff game. Let's look it up real quick. I'll look this up live as I'm recording. And again, Trevor Lawrence is a physical freak. I think he is a great player, has tons of potential. But I don't think Trevor Lawrence, okay, he has one playoff win in his career. Jared Goff, I think, is a better quarterback. I think Jared Goff does have his own set of issues, but I would not. And Tua, am I paying Tua more than Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson? Jalen Hurts has taken his team to a Super Bowl. I think these quarterback contracts are getting out of hand. And again, that's not, these agents are also part of it. Cause I mean, something you got to remember is the agents get paid out of these contracts. So the agents, especially the guarantees, the agents are saying, hey, we want to jack those guarantees up because I get a percentage of those guarantees and I want my check to be as big as possible. So that's another thing to consider as well. But I don't think Tua has quite earned that spot yet, and I don't think Jordan Love is either. But let's look a little bit deeper into Jordan Love's contract. So this just came out about 30 minutes to an hour before I'm filming this, so we don't have a ton of information here. But Jordan Love is in a very unique situation. He has always been in a weird spot in his NFL career. He was drafted in 2020 to kind of replace Aaron Rodgers. And when we thought we were going to see the Green Bay Packers draft someone to help Aaron Rodgers, draft a wide receiver in the first round, draft something to help Aaron, get them to another playoff run because they still had Devontae Adams at the time, right? And that didn't happen. They ignored what Aaron wanted. That presumably, as all reports have said at the time, set kind of this train in motion for Aaron Rodgers to go to the New York Jets because he still wanted to play, but he had seen what he had done to Brett Favre, and he knew what the Packers were doing to him. They were doing what had happened to Brett Favre with Aaron. And so he wanted to go out on his own terms. He said on the Pat McAfee show that he was going to maybe even retire, but then the Packers called him and said, hey, no, we're trading you if you don't choose to retire. And that was when he was like, oh no, I'm going out on my own. I'm going to the Jets. So obviously not a great start for Aaron's career on the New York Jets, but Jordan, now he's played one full season as a starter, 64% completion percentage, 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a playoff win against the Dallas Cowboys. Again, this is another guy where he shows potential. I understand why Packers fans are excited about him. He could be a guy. He easily could. But this is a lot of money to throw at a guy who has one real season under his belt. Really didn't, in my opinion, take off until the second half of that season, that one season that he started. Are you comfortable with throwing all this money at it? I mean, he kind of put the Green Bay Packers in a place where they didn't really have a choice. But now I think Jordan Love has to prove himself to the Green Bay Packers once again. He has to prove himself to the fans once again. He has to prove, maybe not Packers fans, but he has to prove himself to the NFL fans. Because if he comes out and just doesn't look good, if he comes out and just struggles, the Packers are used to success. The Packers are used to having a good football team. And I am sure those fans will be loud. The NFL fans will be loud. We are used to having a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback in Green Bay. I mean, you've got Bart Starr, Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. Is Jordan Love a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback? And can he be at least an elite level quarterback? I don't know. I like things that I've seen. I also think he kind of gets a little crazy with the ball sometimes, and gets lucky. It doesn't get picked off. I don't know. There's just Jordan Love is like he's a weird instance to me. I don't know what to make of him, but now he's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. And it feels like I should know so much more about this guy, but we haven't seen a lot from him to where I can be like, yes, Jordan Love, franchise guy, elite guy. I'm not ready to put him in the same category as Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, those guys, because we haven't seen a lot from him. Or even CJ Stroud. I think I would take CJ Stroud over Jordan Love. And we have seen way less. We've seen the same amount actually of CJ Stroud and Jordan Love. And right now I would take CJ Stroud over Jordan Love. Now, there's one quarterback remaining who has not been paid, who wants to be paid, who needs to be paid. And in my opinion, he had an MVP season last year. I know that is a hot take. But I think if you look at the stats, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the season he had, Dak Prescott should have won MVP last season. Granted, they had those playoff issues. But overall, Dak just had a fantastic season, 69.5% completion rate, 4,516 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. That is a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. That is so good. Jordan Love had a 3-to-1. Tua had a 2-to-1. I mean, Dak Prescott has earned the right to be paid by the Dallas Cowboys. Has he earned the right to make $60 million like they're talking about? I don't think so, because they haven't gone far into the playoffs. They haven't been successful. Another team that historically has had tons of success, they have not had that in Dallas lately with the Dak Prescott Cowboys. Is some of that his fault? Yes. I'm not saying Dak Prescott is perfect, but is Dak Prescott as good as Tua? I would say he's better than Tua. Is he better than Jordan Love right now? I would say yes. Again, Jordan Love isn't someone who we know a lot about, and we now are in a situation where I have to justify if I don't pay him, and there is that $5 million window there, but $60 million has been the report. How am I going to justify paying Dak Prescott less than Jordan Love and maybe even Trevor Lawrence? I can justify paying him less than Joe Burrow, which is that same number, but Joe Burrow should be getting paid more than Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence. So Dak's in a weird spot. These quarterback contracts are just insane. They're not even going off a skill anymore. You got Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP down there, $52 million. And he's making he's making a little bit more than Jalen Hurts, who been to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow is making more than those guys. He's been to the Super Bowl, has no MVPs. Tua's making more than Lamar Jackson, 2 MVPs, never been to the Super Bowl. These contracts are just all over the place, and they make no sense to me. The 2020 quarterback class really kind of did a number on these contracts. I mean, so you got the first pick overall, Joe Burrow, 5-year, $275 million. Then you've got Tua getting 4 years, $212.4 million. Number 6 overall, Justin Herbert, 5-year, $262.5 million. And Justin Herbert, again, I'd put him above Tua. I think he's got the arm. I'd put him above Love, but he really, other than his rookie season, he hasn't done a whole lot, which, I mean, they're kind of rebuilding as well. So we'll see what Jim Harbaugh does with the Chargers. I mean, I think a lot of the games they lost were more due to the defense and Brandon Staley than they were to Justin Herbert. So I'll grant him that. But they lost Keenan Allen and Mike Williams now. So Chargers are going to be rebuild mode. So we'll see how Justin Herbert handles that. Number 26 overall, Jordan Love, 4 years, $220 million. And number 53 overall, Jalen Hurts, 5 years, $255 million. So I think Dak may be in Jerry Jones' office either tonight or early tomorrow morning. And he's going to be saying, I deserve to be making more than Jordan Love. I deserve to be making more than Tua. And if they don't pay him that, someone else will. Someone else is going to look at this and say, I will throw the money at Dak Prescott and we will build a team around him. The Dallas Cowboys are in trouble. They have to pay Dak Prescott a ton of money now. They should not have waited this entire NFL offseason. They should not have let Trevor Lawrence get extended, let alone let Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, and Tua get extended before extending Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott should have been extended as soon as the NFL offseason started, in my opinion, because we knew that he was going to make a ton of money. They should have been the ones to reset the market, and now they are stuck paying him more than they probably would have at the beginning of the NFL offseason. That's my take. And again, no hate to Tua and Jordan Love. I mean, they got their bag. I'd like to see them earn it. I want to see more proof of that. I want to see Tua win games with him winning the game, not Tyreek Hill, not Jalen Watt. I want it to be him. I want to see him just go out there, 2-minute drill, tear it apart. Same thing with Jordan Love. We'll see if we get that. Let me know what you think down in the comments. We'll see if Dak Prescott gets extended later this week. But if you kind of enjoyed this video or at least made it to this part of the video, please consider subscribing because it really helps us out. We're trying to make this a full-time thing. And if you make it a full-time thing, we can research more. We can make longer videos. We can make more content. So it really helps us out if you do that. And we appreciate everyone who has subscribed. And we appreciate everyone who will subscribe. Once again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think Jordan Love's contract is worth it? Do you think Tua's contract is worth it? And do you think Dak Prescott will make more than either one of those guys? Until next time, go do something nice for someone.